Welcome to another episode of my 50 experiences in my 50th year. Now, this next one is a suggestion from one of you guys. It's basically, I have an interest in my past, my ancestors. In the past, I have been on my heritage. The suggestion was from one of you guys that I should do a DNA test as one of my 50 things, just to see what I'm all about. Well, I quite like this idea and I've got it, so we're going to unbox it. Now I've actually ordered two, one for me and one for Aidan, and we're going to create a family tree for the children. So with the kit, the first thing you need to do is read your instructions and register online. Now you do get a number on the back which responds to numbers on there, and then you have the form to fill in as well. You get 2 swabs and 2 vials, one for each cheek basically. And then we pop it in here, and then there's an envelope to send it back. So I've registered it all online. I've registered Aidan's as well. He's actually just done his. So let's go. "30 seconds to 60 seconds. Now for the next cheek. So this is the second part of the DNA results. Now, I actually received my results before Christmas, but I had a cold, it was Christmas, then it was my birthday, and da-da-da-da-da. So I never got round to recording the end. So the email came in. It wasn't quite as surprising as what I thought, but there's 1 or 2 little things in there. The majority of my DNA is North and West European. I've always sort of called myself European. Currently living in Germany as well. Lived in Spain before, and obviously in England before. So I'm going to put up here somewhere on the screen the picture of what I'm looking at here so you can follow. But basically the majority is North and West European. That's 80.6% of my DNA. It is basically the purple blob. Now that was surprising that majority was there, but when I delved further into it and looked more into my family tree, I've realised that it's actually not that surprising, but I'll explain that in a minute. The next highest percentage, and that's from Scandinavia, so that's sort of Denmark, Norway, Sweden. What was surprising though is the smallest one, which is 1.4% DNA, is Iberian, so Spain basically. Now I love Spain, lived in Spain, so it was a pleasant surprise that that was on there. So back to the interesting part about Europe. When I was doing the family tree and going on my father's lineage and then his mother's lineage, I found out that I'm related to John James Barrelett. Now he was born in Dublin in 1747 and died in Philadelphia, USA in 1815. Now it's believed that he was the son of a Huguenot. Huguenot? I'll put the name down here if I'm probably not saying it correctly. Now, they were basically French Protestants, They had to flee and go to either England or Ireland, or that's mainly where they went if they came from France. There were others in Europe and they went in other directions. So that would explain the European connection. Now back to Mr. Bartlett. He was basically an Irish artist and also a teacher. Some of his paintings have been selling in auction houses, so you know, he was sort of quite well known in his time. He was classed as a master. Also had at least 2 brothers, but I haven't sort of researched much into them. Now, my grandmother's maiden name was Bartlett, and her dad was John James Bartlett. And the name has kept through the generations, and he is directly 7th generation. Unfortunately, I can't get much further on the family tree unless I pay. You can find out so much on the free version, but then after that you have to pay the annual fee. But when I get a little bit more time, I might be inclined to do that. So that's where it is, basically. Very interesting. Hope you've enjoyed this video, even though it's been a bit of a gap in between. And I've really quite enjoyed doing the DNA and this particular experience, and when I get a little bit more time I will look more into the family tree. So I hope you've enjoyed sharing this with me, and if you have, don't forget to put a like, comment if you wish. Maybe you have similar ancestry. Write it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you've done a DNA test as well, what was surprising for you. But yeah, so anyway, that's that, and basically I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.